Alright, so as you may know from these previous videos on the channel, I am currently attempting to platinum every single LEGO game available on PS5. And for the next one on the list, we've got the LEGO Movie 2 video game, which comes in at a 2 out of 10 difficulty and takes around 15 hours to complete. But really these numbers should probably be at least like 10 times bigger, because this game is honestly so boring that every single minute spent on it actually feels like 10 hours taken straight out of my life. The LEGO Movie 2 Platinum has 51 trophies like every other LEGO game, and to get it I just followed 2 simple steps. Complete the main story being the first one, and then go through this game's very strange and annoying cleanup for the second step. Now disclaimer, as I've said previously, this game was extremely boring, and so I found myself skipping almost every single line of dialogue in the game, and that's why I'm gonna try my best to summarize the story for you, but I'm probably still going to get it all wrong since I kinda don't know anything that happened. Anyway, we begin the story by meeting this game's villain, I think, which are some kind of alien invaders or whatever, and the first mission we have to complete involves saving the Lucy character, who is also the same character that voices over every single little thing that happens in this game. But anyway, we do it and unlock this game's first trophy. We then spent a bit of time exploring around, and that's where I did my first build attack for a trophy, and then we basically get told that these alien invaders are just coming here to try and take over the world, and we obviously have to try and stop them as we get to the game's very first boss fight. It was basically just some massive creature thing that we kill by getting inside it and hitting these pink things many times until we beat it and unlock the Freeway Fighter trophy. Then as I was on my way out of this planet, I saw a chest, and so I opened it as you do and unlocked a trophy, and then unlocked another trophy for completing the first world. We then get sent to this world, which I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name of, and in which nothing of note happens since we couldn't do anything inside it until the future where we'll have unlocked everything. So I went to the nearby shop to open the relic I had collected from the chest I opened earlier and got another trophy. I also tried to build a building somewhere I couldn't, which for some reason was another trophy. I then bought something from the shop for another trophy, and finally completed some kind of tutorial for the license to build trophy. We then get to the asteroid field world, which I'm not even gonna bother going through because literally nothing happens here except unlocking true trophies for unlocking the Rex character and for just finishing the world. Like I said, this game's story was absolutely abysmal. Then we reached this jungle world, and I don't know what Unikitty was doing there since I was skipping every line of dialogue, but she was indeed there, so after unlocking her we get a trophy. Now this world was somewhat cooler than the rest, seeing as how there was actually a boss fight at the end, which is quite a very rare sight in this game, and this time it just involved making it eat these big balls with spikes coming out of him until it choked and died, giving us a trophy in the process, followed by the trophy for again just finishing this world. We then reached the Harmony City world, which I'm once again gonna skip over completely since the story here was just a great deal of nothing, so we get the 2 trophies and head on to the next world. Once we get to the sorting area, which is literally just a world with garbage in it, we first start by unlocking the Benny character for a trophy, and then since the last world had nothing inside it, it meant that this world would have a boss fight, which was indeed the case. And after beating it using the same method of punching those pink things, we get the He's Almost Armless trophy, followed by once again another trophy for leaving the world. We then finally reach the final world, which honestly could not come fast enough, and we start off by saving Batman from enemies for a trophy, and then a while later we unlock some random character for another trophy. And then once I reached the final big fight of the game, I thought it'd be some crazy boss fight, but I instead just found myself doing some parkour for a while until I finished the story. Truly a masterpiece of a game. And then I left the final world for another trophy. And now it was time to begin completing this game's horrible cleanup. It basically all involved these purple master bricks and nothing else, and all I had to do was collect all 475 of them, and that was probably gonna be enough to complete this platinum. So I started by heading back to the first world and collected all masterpieces by either just finding them or completing these random stupid quests the NPCs give you, and after getting all 50 of them we get the first trophy. Then when I got to the next world, I followed the same boring process again and walked out with a trophy for shooting 50 stickers and another trophy for collecting all 50 masterpieces. And then I just did the same thing again for the next 2 worlds, which got me the next 2 trophies. Then once I got to the Sisterian jungle, I collected my brick number 1000 for the bountiful bricks, and again the trophy for getting all the masterpieces in the level. I then went to a shop to open some relics I had obtained, and I happened to have had already opened one of them, so that was cool. And finally I collected all of the pieces in the asteroid field level and got that trophy as well. Now at this point the remaining masterpieces were all available in the new extra levels I had unlocked, and these worlds basically basically all had little 5-minute stories that weren't really stories, it was mostly just NPC quests, and after completing it, you unlock a trophy for finishing it, and also unlock another trophy once you unlock these world's 25 masterpieces. Now, I'm not gonna go over every single one of these worlds because there's nothing that happens except collecting all of the masterpieces in each one, and it's getting quite repetitive at this point, so I'll just skip these trophies. But when I got to the first one, I switched my character to one of these mini dolls and got a trophy for that. So now that I was done with all of these worlds, all I had left were just the grab and go trophies and the final world to complete now that we had everything we needed to get it done. This was a bit different in that to get the masterpieces you had to build different buildings, and each one would spawn an NPC that would give you a task, and once you complete it, you'd get that specific masterpiece. But to do that, I knew that I was gonna need a lot of stuff, so I went to a shop and started opening everything I had, and that's where I unlocked a trophy for unlocking a gold character, another one for opening 50 relics, and 2 more for collecting 100 items and 100 characters in the game. I also reached 1 million studs a bit later, and that's how I became richer than Bruce Wayne apparently. And then after reaching building number 20, I got the City Planner trophy. So now all I had left as my final trophy was reaching 100% completion, which I was gonna achieve by collecting all the masterpieces in this world. And so after a while of building and completing NPC quests, I reached 100% completion and unlocked the trophy, followed closely by this game's Platinum trophy. So that's it for the LEGO Movie 2 Platinum trophy, which just sucks. I don't recommend it to anyone, and do yourself a favor and please just never play this game ever.